Hi everyone, I've been playing around with the sweet strawberry stamp set this afternoon without the punch. So I've done a one sheet wonder, so I thought I'd show you how I did it. So this is the sweet strawberry stamp set, and this is the punch that goes with it, which is really useful for doing 3D flowers and strawberries and leaves and everything. So I'm doing a class on this product-based class a week on Thursday, and people have ordered the bundle, and this probably isn't going to be one of the cards, but I've just been having a play around with a one sheet wonder. So I did 4 altogether, so these are the other 2. So this one I've actually stamped the full colour as the second stage stamp, and this one I've stamped off and then stamped it on. So you can see how different it looks. I think if you do it the full colour, you do need to use a Stampin' Write marker to just draw in the strawberry, the little indentations on the strawberry, just to make it look a bit more realistic. So I have cut my cardstock down, and this is our new basic white cardstock. I've cut it down to 10.5 that way by 7 that way, and I've scored it at 5 1/4 and 3.5 because I know that I'm going to put it on a mat that is 5.5 by 3 3/4, and the card is actually 5 7/8 by 4 1/8. So I prefer to score so that these end up the right size without having to trim them down afterwards. So hi Claire, you caught me. I'm using the strawberry bundle and I'm going to do a quick one sheet wonder with it. So obviously you can use any stamp set you like, so hopefully this is going to be quite quick. I'm just going to get these out of the way so I have some space. So we're going to start with this large stamp. It's a good thing with a one sheet wonder to start with a large stamp, and I'm going to start off in the center here. So I do 1 there, press down. I've got this large 12 by 12 mat underneath, which is really useful, and then I want 1 there, and then I'm going to put 1 out like this, and then 1 out like that. So they're sort of going round in a circle, a bit like you would do on the Stamparatus. Okay. Then I'm going to do the corners. So I'm going to do a corner here and the opposite corner. Then I am going to turn it round. I have got some scrap paper underneath for when I come off the cardstock a little bit, so that I don't get this mat all dirty and get the back of the lovely white cardstock dirty. So now I'm going to actually not stamp fully like that, because you don't want it to be too busy. So I'm just going to put just a little bit there and just a tiny little squeak there, as it were. Turn it round. So this is Granny Apple Green that I'm using for this. A little squeak there and a little squeak there, and you'll probably notice there's a little space here that I want to cover. So I'm just going to put a little bit like that, and then turn it the other way and put a little bit like that. So do you see I've got a bit of the strawberry flower on either side of the line? So now I can put this away. I don't need the Granny Apple Green. Oh, I will need it again, but I'll just close it up for now. I'm going to take my chamois and just rub the stamp straight on that, and it's come out really nice and clean. So I'll leave the chamois just at the side there. And now we're going to take the strawberries, and I'm going to... Hi there, Claire. I think you're the only one watching at the moment, actually. Everybody's probably preparing their tea. I probably should be preparing my tea, but I just thought I'd show you guys what I've been doing this afternoon. I also have been for 2 walks today, socially distanced, one with a friend at Mel's and one with my son down at Morton Shore, and it was absolutely lovely. It was really warm this afternoon, actually. So I'm just doing 2 strawberries, and before I turn it round, now I'm going to do 1 full on, and the other one is going to be stamped off, well, second generation really, so that you've got a bit of variety. I think I prefer that with the 2 colours. So I'll do 1 here, and I have got my iPad in the way, but hopefully I'll be able to still do that correct. There we go. So while I'm here, I might as well do the stalks. So that's what I needed the green for again. So I'm just going to do 1. So you want to make the 2 upper leaves, I want to be on the white, and the 2 lower leaves. You probably can't wait to get this bundle now, Claire, because it's really fun to use. I'm just looking over the camera for that one. And then I'm going to go full on for the second stage stamp, which is going to be like that. I suppose I could have stamped it off, but hey ho. There we go. I'm trying not to rush it too much, because if I rush it, I probably won't get it. Now, I'm not even looking straight over this and managing to get it right. So hopefully, I'm going to pull that down a little bit more towards me so that I can see what I'm doing a bit better. So that doesn't matter about that stalk being double stamped, because thankfully I've got my Stampin' Right markers and I've got the Granny Apple Green, so I can just... And you know what? In the grand scheme of things, people won't notice. They'll think that this is supposed to be a larger stalk. I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. So I'm going to turn that round and do the other strawberries on the other side. And the fun about this is you just sort of put them where the spaces are, basically. So this is Poppy Parade that I'm using for the strawberries. So the spaces here seem to be in a different place. So those two are together and those two are slightly further apart. So... Oh, you are looking, yeah. I bet you're going to look forward to having a go at this. It's really fun because it's really relaxing. So that's first generation stamping, and then without cleaning it or inking it up again, I do the second generation stamping. So I'm going to do the top one, the first generation stamping, and the bottom one, the second generation stamping. Hopefully you can see that. So that's done the strawberries. Now I need obviously to do the stalks. So one, you can really get into quite a rhythm of doing this actually. So let's see, put one there. So when I came back from my second walk, I got in from the first one, and my dear son, who's still homeschooling, needed to get out and get a bit of a break, so I thought I would accompany him on a walk. And then when I came in, I had a cup of coffee, which was one of those sachets, which was a like low sugar latte type of thing, and then I came and played around, and some Barabrith. That was the important thing that I was going to tell you, that I had some Barabrith. Okay, so now in this set, it's amazing because there's just so much in it. You've got the strawberries. These are large leaves. I didn't use this time. You've got the lovely sort of flowers with the leaves, and then you've got this larger stamp which goes with the small blooms punch, and then the smaller stamp is actually included in the strawberry punch. So this will punch out the strawberry, the large leaf, the sprig, the stalk that goes on the top, and the smaller flower. And then you've got some really lovely sentiments. Happy birthday, you sweet thing. Thank you on the outside of the card. That was so sweet of you on the inside. Just for you, and hello there. So now I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo to do the outside of the big flower. So this is the first stamp I'm going to use for the big flower. So I like a bit of uneven numbers, so I've done 2 strawberries, so I'm going to do 3 of these Flirty Flamingo flowers. So you should be able to see, if I put it like that, where the gaps are. You see there's a gap there. And this is what you're looking for when you're doing a one sheet wonder. You're looking for where the gaps are. So 1, 2, 3. 3 gaps, perfect. Big gap here, big gap there. I do have a smaller flower that I can fill in with as well. Now I could either put it there, but I think it needs to go there. You kind of develop an eye for it the more you do. So big space there, and probably one up there. And then there, and one there. Okay, so now the filler, I'm going to use a slightly paler pink, which is Petal Pink, which is here. So I'm not going to stamp this off. If I just re-inked my ink pad, now I can quite clearly see for this where to stamp. The one that I found tricky was the smaller flower that I did in So Saffron. So that's why I actually stuck some larger flowers on top. If I just find where the card is, you can see here, I've actually stamped and punched out some more flowers, and I've put them on dimensionals to cover up the mistakes I made on the other flowers. Useful thing about having the punch, that you can do that. If you make mistakes with your flowers you can cover up, which is great with one on dimensionals. So just one trick with lining up is that you can start on the bottom, and then before you put the top down, a bit like an aeroplane coming into land, you just gradually lower it down. I guess that's how you land an aeroplane, by gradually lowering it down, hopefully without too many bumps. Can you see what I'm doing? Because I'm sort of looking over the camera here, which is interesting. So that's those 3 done, and then I've just got 3 more here. So, oops, there we go. And 1 here. So this will do me 4 card fronts in 1 shot, which is amazing. So there we go. So I could just leave it at that, but I thought it would be nice to have a little extra colour. So I'm leaving these little flowers here white, because strawberries do have some white flowers and some sort of pale pinky flowers, but I've introduced a new type of strawberry flower, which happens to be so saffron. Actually, saying that, I think I'm going to, so that I will be able to see it better when I'm stamping on the So Saffron to fill it up, I think I'm going to be a bit daring and go for Bumblebee and see what happens. And I'm just going to put 2 on that one, and I'm going to do 1. I think I'll put that one there, and then turn round, 1 there, 1 there, because you want a little bit of white space for the eye to rest, is what we say. So I've got a little bit of white space, you can probably see there. So that's my Bumblebee, which hopefully now it will be easier for me to put the So Saffron on. Yes, it is. I can see better now to get this on. So when I just used the So Saffron, it wasn't really dark enough for me to see clearly to be able to get the So Saffron on. The second generation stamp, I should say, or the filler stamp, perhaps that would be one way of putting it. So then again, I'm putting the bottom 2 petals on first, and then carefully rocking the stamp without lifting the bottom of it to get the top bit. So I start with it like that and then just roll it forwards, keeping the whole thing there to make sure I get it on completely, and then just 1 here. There we go. So that's it. Now, just a little tip here, actually. So that's my One Sheet Wonder, which is going to be cut and cut and then made into 4 card fronts. The hello there, I discovered a very interesting thing. These dies, this is from the Tasteful Labels dies, which are absolutely fabulous, actually. I might just quickly show them to you all. There's a really good selection of dies here, all sorts. That's why I got it. That actually goes with Sail Away, so that shouldn't be there. But a really good selection of stitched and just embossed dies. And the one that I've actually used is this one, which seems to go really well. But I thought to myself, as one sometimes does it go with this banner punch? And when I looked at the bit that's cut out here with the banner punch, I realised that actually it was exactly the same. So I thought, wow, that's amazing. So obviously this is 1 inch, so I'll need 1 1/4, which is what I've used on this card. So here I've got the 1 1/4 wide Poppy Parade strip. I've done that end already, just in case I made a mess of doing it again. But basically, you slide the 1 1/4 inch strip into your banner punch, and then you know it's going to be slightly over the edge either side. So you just eyeball it basically and try and get it so that it's just about right. And that, oh, I did the wrong one, didn't I? That was clever. Okay, hang on, that's the other end. Well, it works with that end, we can see. So let me just do the right one now, which is this one. Mind it, probably would have looked all right with that, but I know it's going to be a little bit wider. So I do that, and can you see it's slightly overlapped on either side? So all I do is take the paper snips and just snip that and snip that. And basically I've got the perfect size now. I just line it up like that. And I take my paper snips and I just eyeball it to cut like that. And I've got a perfect base to put my white sentiment on, which just will make it look a little bit more interesting. So I could probably put it there, or I could put it there, or I could put it there. You could sort of change depending on how the piece of the One Sheet Wonder is going to look. So say this one, I would probably decide to put it there, or I could decide to put it up there. Or this one, I might decide to put it there. Or if you've made a mistake with a flower, like I have there, I might decide to put it on there to cover up the flower, the mistake. Always a good thing to be able to cover up our mistakes and make them into creative opportunities. So there's the completed One Sheet Wonder, and I haven't put a sentiment on this one yet. So this one is on Granny Apple Green and then Poppy Parade, and this one's on Poppy Parade and then Granny Apple Green, two colours that go really well with the strawberries and the flowers and everything. So really hope you've enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching. Bye.